So we had a good slate of games, only two, but they were two absolute bangers. We had the Las Vegas Aces versus the Dallas Wings, and we had the Indiana Fever versus the Golden State Valkyries, the run back. And I think we should first start out with the Aces versus Wings with the player of the night, Jessica Shepard. What in the absolute world? What in the heck? 22 points, 20 rebounds, 10 assists. Huh? What? that's that's crazy. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. And we've seen Jessica Shepard have some good outings in previous games, and we know what she can do as a passer, especially as a big, and the hub work with the guards off ball flying and whatnot. But this is probably your magnum opus. I'm not. I mean, she it doesn't get any better than this, but and we see that and we see all the off-ball actions that the Wings do and what it opens up and what Jessica Shepard as a passer does it for them, getting them the ball. We had a good AZ Fudd game, 22 points on 9 of 15 from the field, 3 for 5 from 3, flying off ball, really opening things up on the court, presenting a whole bunch of problems for them. They could not guard her, and she had a great game. Shout out to her. Paige Becker's also with the 20 points, 8 for 18, 2 for 6 from 3. And I think it's really important and great how all the off-ball actions, what the Wings do, and how Paige and AZ are comfortable with playing off-ball, flying off screens, spotting up for threes, cutting to the basket, and getting onto the three-point line, pump fake, going to the mid-range, all that stuff is really, really good for the flow of the offense and the health of the offense, for the health of the off-ball actions. They are just so good for what the system is. And Jessica Shepard being that passer, being the hub, and sometimes, when she's on the roll too, being the connective passer, the one mores, just really, really good stuff. And we saw Jessica Shepard be just a mismatch nightmare whenever she had smaller defenders on her, getting in the post, burying them, and ones. I think two separate or a few separate and ones in this game. Jessica Shepard is the player of the night. And we've seen previous games where I think I saw a stat where with her having a bunch of 10 plus 10 plus point, 10 plus rebound, 5 plus assist games. And like I said, this is the magnum opus. I don't think it gets better than this. That absolutely crazy. I also want to give a shout out to what the Wings did defensively. I think Paige and AZ did good job of keeping the guards of Las Vegas Aces in check. Kennedy kind of did go off in the first half, certainly. I think second half, things definitely slowed down for her there. And we saw AZ and Paige walking up. And Paige had two really good closeouts on threes, and they had sound rotations and really good just one-on-one defense. I think they deserve a lot of credit. Jackie Young shot 7 for 20 for 15 points, 1 for 5 from 3. Did have 7 assists. And overall, Jackie Young has not had the greatest start to the season. I know that there may be some off-the-court stuff, but keeping it on the court, and Jackie did have, this is the best game of the recent stretch of games for her, but still 7 for 20. If you're holding Jackie Young to 7 of 20, you're going to be pretty happy with that, as long as she doesn't get to the free throw line, which she did not get to the free throw line. Chelsea Gray, 8 points, 2 for 10, 1 for 4 from 3, 3 for 3 from the line. So you're absolutely going to take that. And so when your starting backcourt does that for you offensively, I think some of that could be maybe they had off games. I think some of that is also, you got to give credit to what Paige and AZ did defensively in this game. And another thing, this was not a stellar game from Asia Wilson, but I also want to give a shout out to Alok Kuir. This was, I'm going to say it a bunch for any new people. I am a newer fan to the WNBA. I was not familiar with Alok previously. So, or at least I didn't see, so this was really my introduction to, or this season is really my introduction to Alok Kuir, and I can see why Dallas Wings fans were so excited about the prospect of getting Awak back, because I mean I looked up, they have her listed at 6'6", so she's tall. She has the wingspan, the length to really, really bother you defensively. And I know she had 12 points and 2 for 3 from the 3 point line offensively. So that was good stuff, especially the threes were big. But I think defensively was what was most important for her, and just making it hard for Asia Wilson, who shot 10 for 24. And I think you saw the length bothered her at times, and that's really all you can ask for trying to defend the best player in the world. So this was great stuff from the Wings. Like I said, big shout out to the player of the night, Jessica Shepard. But I also want to give huge shout outs to Paige, AZ, and Awak Kuir, because they were really, really good for the Wings' success in this one. Once again, shout out to Awak. Man, that defense, man, the mobility is crazy. It's crazy. It's very nice. I understand. I understand. No, I think games like this, you could really see why the Dallas Wings can be a very scary team, especially no when things are working out like this, when AZ has it going, flying off those screens. Paige is solid with still really good passing playmaking. The off-ball stuff is working. Jessica Shepard being the hub. You see what this team can really, really tap into offensively, and it's quite scary. And it's not even like Enrique had the craziest game. So theoretically, it could be crazier. Although, I mean, the game against the Fever, although Fever defense, sometimes sometimes you're a little not sure about the Fever defense. I don't know how serious to take it, but you see how scary the Wings can be when you have Paige, Enrique, AZ to have all the off-ball actions. You have Jessica Shepard being the hub, getting it to them, diming them up, and then being able to exploit mismatches like that, cleaning glass. You have Awak being a really good. I don't know. I should have look into how much how much of a floor spacer she is with the 3 point shot. But even if that isn't quite real, the defense, the length, the all that stuff is really, really, really good for what this team could do defensively. And then you just hope Alana Smith friggin' wakes up, be like, and then hopefully you just get something from Alana Smith, because right now it's not been the greatest start. So you just hope for some turnaround there. But this is a scary, scary team. For any night they could go off, and if the defense is salvageable with what Paige, AZ, Awak, and hopefully Alana, if she returns to form, can do, then yeah, this is a scary team. Scary team. Oh my gosh. Another scary team are the Golden State Valkyries. They got their run back against the Indiana Fever. Post-game interview, Gabby Williams said, we wanted this. We were glad that it was really soon. So they wanted it. They got their lick back. And games like this, we knew from last year that the Golden State Valkyries, they're gonna hound you. They're gonna work you defensively. They're gonna wear you down. They're gonna be physical and all that stuff. And they added Gabby Williams in the offseason, and you see Veronica Burton and Gabby Williams just being absolute menaces. And Veronica Burton had herself in a game. This was crazy. This was one of the elite two-way performances from a guard. Veronica Burton had 25 points on 7 for 13 from the field, 1 for 3 from 3, 10 for 12 from the free throw line, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and had 1 steal and 5 blocks. 5 blocks. You're getting 5 blocks from your point guard? A point guard? As one of the best defenders, and this is also, and Kia Stokes also at 4 blocks. But this really shows you that the Valkyries, I mean, they're all in. Of course, they were going to double down on their identity, especially with the addition of Gabby Williams. That's not that surprising. But you have moments where you just see the defense, you see the length, you see the grit. It's I'm not sure if exactly intimidating is the right word, but it's certainly over the course of a 40-minute game, it's definitely going to wear you down. And if you're not ready, it's going to punch you in the mouth. And I think we saw a bit of that to start this game. And the Fever slowly they got back into their rhythm. They do have, of course, prolific offensive players on their team, but even still, they held them to I think games certainly below their standards. Aaliyah Boston picked up 2 offensive fouls early in this game. Caitlin Clark shot 3 for 12 from the field, 2 for 6 from 3. Kelsey Mitchell shot 5 for 13 from the field. So you see the defense that the Valkyries are able to tap into. They now are 5-2 on the year. And I think we especially see so in the NBA, but it's probably applicable to the W that you play at a certain level defensively that is able to, and the defense is absolutely real. It's able to get you some really, really good regular season results, and we probably saw that last year. I mean, they made the playoffs as an expansion team. Who knows? That feat might be done again by friggin' who knows which team or both teams. I don't know. But the defense is incredible. It bothers them. The length, it's suffocating and all that, and it's fun to watch their defense just lock in like that. Key contributors in this one, Janelle Salon with another 19. Like the commentators said, bringing it back to the first 2 games of what Janelle Salon was doing on the team. Veronica Burton, like I said, 25 points. Amazing defense. Gabby Williams also had 19, 6 for 14 from the field, 3 steals, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. Also, shout out to Kia Stokes. And I think I brought up that she had 4 blocks earlier, but the 4 blocks and I believe 2 really huge ones down the stretch. It was funny because Kia Stokes was barely getting PT on the Aces backing up Asia, and to come to the Valks and start, and basically they want her to play like who she is and just be a defensive beast is just that's good for her. So especially going back to what I said though, with the defense being able to, defense gives you a floor. I think we know that, and the floor that you get in a regular season team by, I don't want to say regularly being able to outwork teams, but they do. They have the personnel, the grit, the identity to outwork teams per se, but the defensive personnel, the game planning that they do have, it certainly brings their floor up. And yeah, this is a good team. This is a scary team. I think they may run into the same issue come playoff time about consistent scoring in terms of they don't have a tier 1 creator or a top 5 player in the association, but the defense can certainly be an issue, and with the right matchup you can get a superstar player playing really, really poorly, and I think that would be very exciting. I don't know if you guys know him, but I believe Boong on Twitter thought that this would be an exciting playoff matchup. I agree. This would be a fire matchup. I'd love to see this. Give me what round matchup would this be? It'd probably be a first round matchup, so it'd only be a 3-game series, but give me 3 games of this. That'd be fun. Or yeah.